Hey everybody, this is Darksied, and welcome to episode 21 of our Dark Souls walkthrough. Okay, finishing off where we last were, we're going to be heading off to Anor Londo. And luckily there's some nice imp-looking people here to take us. From really must have something with them liking flying creatures coming down to grab you up and haul you off someplace else. Okay, Anor Londo, City of Dreams. Actually, it's just a city of silver knights that want to kill you, and they do a fairly effective job at it. And not to mention that the giant golems around here definitely don't help matters either. Ugh, he caught me with that one. I had to get my bearings back with these guys. For some reason, they always give me trouble. Should just be diving through his legs right there. I think one of the main reasons why they give me trouble is those shields. Those shields are impervious to everything. Well, unfortunately, like nothing else in this game, I wish I could have one of their shields, because it stops everything 100%. Fire, magic, miracles, swords, spears, everything. Now that's not to say that if you could get it, it would do the same thing. It only works for them. I guess that's the benefit of being an extra large golem. Okay, so we killed the door guy. You don't even really have to beat him in order to get through the door. He'll let you just walk right on through. But I decided to get boned up on exactly how to take them down. Once again. Refamiliarize myself, as it were. Started to think to myself, well, let's just continue on and forget about these chests for a while. And I was like, no, we better just go ahead and come on back here and get this over with. And change some weapons first, though. Now, come into this room here and eliminate the two golems. You can pull them one at a time if you're careful. And that's the optimum way of doing it because, well, they're fairly vicious in a team. Of course, I'm cutting some of this short just so we can get on to the treasure. Now you see there I paused for a moment because at this time I was actually looking at the chain and decided to do that instead of just running up and smacking the chest. Alright, other side, rinse and repeat. Take out both of these guys here. And of course, that one over there is marked, but if you look at its chain, it's not curled up like the other ones, and that's a dead giveaway that he is a mimic. So what I like to do is throw a fireball on his ass as soon as I remember to change the spell. What I should have done was hit him at least once or twice more with that, because I had time enough while he gets up. He's getting ready to do that head biting thing. All the attacks. From them and the trees, the head bites are the ones that I hate the most. Okay, take care of the mimic and pick up our crystal halberd. A very nice weapon, by the way. Good for all sorts of battles, but of course it is crystal, so you don't want to use it extensively because you cannot repair it. Oh, don't need to go that way yet. That was the way to the Duke's Archives, and, well, we have to have the Lord Vessel in order to proceed that way, so we won't be doing that just yet. Okay, finally time to go down. Yes, you did it. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, now here you're going to have a chance at 2 more of the gargoyles, the same type that you fought in the bell tower. Well, a little different. These guys actually are lightning based, as the other ones were fire based. Which pretty much means that they're just practically impervious to all forms of lightning magic. But if you manage to miss the gargoyle's tail, you do have an excellent opportunity to get behind him and cut his off. We'll just cut to that right there. Get ourselves a nice gargoyle tail axe. Go ahead and finish him off right fast. And down we go. We got the gargoyle's halberd too. Now that message down there at the end, I just had to read it. I had to, because I knew exactly what it was going to say. Everybody seems to love putting this, try jumping here. Okay, now the first time I did this, I must have sat in a spot for a good half an hour trying to think about exactly where the hell I was going, walking around this deal and never coming up with anything. It did not it did not dawn on me that the way would be up the side of one of these other things. It just didn't seem to make any sense, but that's where it is. Now you got to be careful with the camera angles here, because whenever you walk through those pillars, it can actually cause you to have a camera angle change. And it's killed me more than once. Where I'll suddenly be running up the thing, and next thing I know, I'm immediately moved and starting to run off the side of it. Now these guys here aren't particularly hard, but you do have to be careful because they can counter you. Although they do drop some pretty good stuff. That being the painted guardian sword, I believe, is one of the katanas. But they put these guys in funny places up here, obviously, in order to slow your progression. What I typically like to do is, if you happen to have some sort of a ranged attack like a bow, bows work best mainly because you can outdistance just about everything else with it. But if you happen to have a bow, this is a good place to start using it. If nothing else, just to pull these guys closer to you. And as you see, they have a tendency to fall off whenever they're coming towards you anyway. Not all the time, but they do. Of course, a few things you could do here is either kill them or you can kick them off. But what we really want to do is make our way to the center of this room, and you see that big chandelier there, and hey, guess what? There's a big chain there. And if anything, from playing these games, you should always learn that if something is strung up by a rope or a chain, most likely it can be cut. But not by a thrust attack. Unless you got much better aim than I do, apparently. As you can tell here, I'm trying to be cautious. This place here always just gets to me. I hate narrow ledges anyway. And then they make you fight all of these guys on these narrow ledges. Now this next guy coming up here, if you're not careful, he will take you out. So what I like to do is I like to shoot him with arrows. The ones I actually used on him this time were poison arrows, mainly so I could sit there and wait for him to die before I continued on. Because I have gotten over to this point before, and he'll sit there and constantly throw daggers at you. He typically does not move. And while he's throwing daggers at you, it pushes you back just a little bit. And your risk of falling off increases tremendously. You can see I'm looking over there trying to remember exactly how you get that chest over there. But we'll come back for that later, I'm sure. Anyway, time to move on. Now you can actually jump from here and get over there if you're careful, but the safer bet is to just walk it over and climb down. Now there's one more guardian down here on the bottom, and you don't necessarily have to kill him. I don't know why I do, but I almost always do. I guess free souls. Take that one in the back there, buddy. Alright, and that'll do it for this episode. If you'd like this, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, click subscribe. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.